Hi, my name is Sharon of the visual team at Infor Global Solutions, and I would like to introduce the new feature of emailing invoices. Standard invoice generation would print physical QRP documents to be reviewed and mailed out to the respective customers. This new feature will, for those flagged customers by site, generate and save invoices in PDF or RTF format to a shared repository. Users can then review, print, and/or send these invoice documents to the respective recipients via mail or email. Let's begin with a few areas that will need to be set up for this to happen. Document location, flagging the recipients at the customer level by site, and determining the recipients at the contact level by site. Without these three key areas, invoice generation will simply produce the standard QRP document to be physically mailed to the customer. The first thing that needs to be determined is the shared directory by which the generated files will be located. In document maintenance, the directory can be set by site and document type by going to the menu item Maintain Document Locations. The global directory, this is for all sites, can be set by clicking on the folder icon, whereas a browse will display all directories whose share properties are open to the public. A directory can be set on a more granular level by site and AR invoice by adding a line to the child table and selecting AR invoice from the drop-down and selecting a file path. When the invoice generates, its file path location will be determined by this hierarchy. By site and AR invoice as seen in the child table, then it looks to the global directory for all sites, and if neither are set or found, it will default to the visual installation directory. The second thing we need to do is set the customers up by site that are going to receive these invoice documents by email. In Customer Maintenance and in the Order Management tab, there is a flag called Email Invoices that can be checked for each site that will receive them. The third thing we need to do is determine which contacts of the associated customer will receive these documents by selecting menu item Maintain Email Documents. The child table will be populated with all associated customer contacts replicated by each site that customer is a member of. Contact recipients for invoices can be selected by checking within the Customer Invoice column. To the right of this table, you will see two columns. The first is the default email address of the associated contact as found in the Contact Maintenance window. But for site uniqueness or other business reason, there are times we want to send these documents to an alternate email address. Here is where we can override the default contact email address. But please note, the entered value will not change the email address back in Contact Maintenance. In the event of emailing an invoice or a series of invoices, notifications will be utilized to determine the email subject line and body template. Within the Notification Maintenance window, let's take a look at the Email AR Invoices tab. Much like the other tabs in this application, we can define each area of the email subject and body. And, much like the other areas in notifications, output behavior of these templates will be the same with the exception of the line and footer area. Within the line area, due to the high probability of sending multiple invoice documents in a single email, the lines will repeat, displaying top-level details for each invoice attached to the email. Within the footer area, to account for the probability of invoices of different currencies, the total invoice amount area will repeat with a summation of invoice totals by currency ID. In Invoice Gen, there are a couple of added radio buttons to determine the file type preference of the documents to be generated, either PDF, which can be opened by Adobe Acrobat, or RTF, which can be opened by other applications such as Microsoft Word. On clicking Print, processing will first find those shipments whose associated customers meet the mentioned criteria, then generate and store invoice documents to the respective file locations. Then send the remainder of the shipments that do not fit the email criteria to the printer as standard. If email documents have been generated, an additional paragraph will display in the final message stating of the total range processed, the beginning and ending invoice ID that was generated specifically for emailing. To review, print, and send the generated documents, a new window called Email Invoices will be available and accessed by selecting the menu item File Email Invoices within the Progress Billing, Project Billing, Invoice Forms, and AR Invoice Entry applications. In the Email Invoices window, the child table will initially be populated with those invoices that have not yet been distributed for allowable sites. Other filtering options include Site, Customer, invoice date range, type of invoice, such as receivable, manufacturing, or progress billing. We can also see those invoices that have already been distributed, when and to which recipients. In some cases, invoice drafts are produced where the print-only option has been selected. These documents can also be reviewed here. Preview emails allows the user to verify the email and its attachments prior to sending to the recipients. You can email all and/or print all by selecting the toolbar buttons or clear all selections. In my demonstration, I will select a few and send an email. Here is an example of an email with an attached document to be sent out. The body of the email provides a detailed list of invoices and amounts. The footer of the email provides a summation of listed invoices by currency. In AR invoice entry, each receivable will detail its method of distribution within the Distribution tab. In this case, a QRP was generated for this customer detailing the date and method of distribution. And for this customer, a document was created for emailing. It was emailed on December 30th, file type of PDF along with the location and name of the drillable file. And this concludes my discussion of emailing invoices. Thank you.